Kansai Kollective. West side of Japan, we out here coolin', Zane and Nessa got connections. We know you got questions.
Thank you again, guys, for joining us for another episode of the Kansai Collective. We're going to hit you with the radio voice right now. Joining me always, my man, Zane Fletcher Johnson, the co-host. Zane, say hello to the folks at home.
Hello.
Okay. All right. We just switched
I do
there.
what you tell me.
And anyway, more important than both me and Zane, we're joined here with the wonderful Frankie, Franklin the woman, Kansai content sensation,
Whoa.
Frankie. Say hello, everyone, to your legion of fans at home that we know you have. Say hello. Welcome. Welcome to the Kansai Collective.
Hello, everyone. I am Frankie.
And this is her.
That's all.
Hold on. Is Frankie, is that your real name or is that a nickname?
That is a nickname that comes from my last name,
Oh,
What is
okay.
your last name?
Frankowitz.
Frankowitz.
Frankowitz. I thought it was Franklin because you said Franklin.
I thought it was
No,
Franklin
but
because her
Frankowitz is too
Instagram name is
long.
Franklin.
No.
But
Frankowitz?
Yeah, the Instagram handle is really dumb, but I'm just too lazy to change it because
I
I was
think it's
thinking
fire.
like, there's Franklin the turtle,
Right.
Okay.
That's
Love
what
that
I
TV
got.
show, right?
Yeah.
but I'm not a turtle.
So, but I'm
a
not a
woman.
turtle.
Franklin.
God dang it.
Franklin the woman.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't want to change it. It's been too long. It's been
It's a brand.
years. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. What's
brand.
Frankowitz? How do you spell Frankowitz for me?
We're going to also ask
So-
Franklin the woman to get a little bit closer to your mic so
Oh,
our producer
okay.
doesn't yell at us.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
All right. He's aggressive. You don't want to see what he does when you're not around. He's intense. So, okay,
Yeah,
she's
I
a little bit
can only
closer.
imagine.
So, Franklin
so-
the woman, tell us.
No, Frankowitz. I want to hear how you
Frankowitz.
spell
Frankowitz.
Frankowitz, please.
Okay, so you have Frankie,
Oh.
Frankie.
and then a W-I-C-Z.
W-I-C-Z.
C-Z.
Ooh,
Is that
Frankowitz.
Polish?
Frankowitz. Polish.
It is Polish. Oh, cool. Nice.
One of my
Lucky
great
guess.
friends is Polish. Can you speak Polish?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm like third or
Third
fourth
generation Pole?
third generation. Yeah, so
Yo, Frankie,
no
where you
hope.
from?
I'm from the States.
Where?
Nice.
I was born in Philly,
Ooh,
grew up in New Jersey,
nice. Hey.
and then I went to university in New York. So I
Swag, that's
I
like
spent 7
same.
years in New York.
Wow.
What? We got the whole tri-state. I'm from
Hold on.
Delaware, unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Crickets.
It's better than Jersey where he's from, so that's great.
What?
Wait, you're
Wow.
also from Jersey? Where?
Yes, Central Jersey.
The
Okay.
worst part of
I'm
Eaton
Jersey.
Town?
Oh, what?
Is there a
No
mall
name.
there? I mean, of course
Insert-
there's a mall, but
insert-
is it like
insert
a
tiny
popular?
crickets.
No. Do you know like the what is it? Where all the
Jersey.
beaches are? I forget. I forget
Wildwood?
what you call it. No, I'm in Central.
Okay. Jersey's horrible regardless. Anyway, we got the tri-state connection here on the Kansai Collective. From the tri-state to the Kansai,
Delaware is
bringing
trash,
you guys
bro.
content. Said anyone who's never been in Delaware. It is
a
pretty
fact.
trash. I'm not a big fan. That's why I live in Japan. Anyway,
But I mean, you still have a Wawa. That's important.
yes.
Yo, Wawa was. Oh, that's from Delaware.
It's
Well, it's from Philly, but Delaware has Wawa.
Hoagie
So does
Fest.
Jersey.
No, you guys have the poor version of
No,
Wawa.
Jersey
We do,
has
we do.
Wawa.
The best part is like the people at home can't see that we got a bunch of Aussies like in the studio right now. They're like watching us and they're
They
like,
don't know
what
what
are
Wawa
they
is."
talking about? So if you don't know anything about the East Coast US, we don't have anything that great, but we have
Why
Wawa.
are you under? No, that's not true.
I don't know. We all live in Japan for a reason. We have Wawa. Wawa is basically like the closest thing you'll get to a Japanese konbini,
Konbini.
essentially. It's like super good
But good food.
sandwiches,
Yeah. Their
food,
donuts.
Fresh
Oh my
sandwiches.
god,
Yeah.
glazed donuts.
24/7. You leave a party, you go there, and you just get
And you can get gas too if you
And you
like
got gas, yeah.
You got a car.
It's
Yeah.
the gas station, super gas station. We
Yo,
love
where
it.
did you go to school in New York?
Pace University.
Wow.
Set the pace.
I went to FIT.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we got all types of connections we didn't know about. This is so
Yeah.
cool. Frankie, how long you been
Yes.
in Japan?
I have been in Japan 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
She's the real queen of Kansai. I don't think you
Okay.
guys know this
No,
back home,
well-
but she is. She's gonna be humble, but she is.
Well, I was in Tokyo for 2 years. That's where I
okay.
started, and then I met my husband in Tokyo, and then he's from Osaka,
Smart guy.
and it sounds like the plot of a drama, but when he turned 30, his parents were like, "Yeah, you need to come back home and work for our company." So
You've had enough freedom. Get back,
Yeah.
get
And-
back here and run the farm. Nice.
exactly. So I thought we were gonna break up. I was like, "Oh, it's nice knowing you. Bye." And then he was like, "No, you should come with me."
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
nice.
So that's how I ended up in Kansai, and I do like it more.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Okay. Jump
Why?
right
Why?
in. Why? Yeah. Why?
Because it's just so relaxed.
Right.
Still has the city vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are a little bit less tsumetai or cold for the non-Japanese.
What was your experience in Tokyo, though? First
well-
coming from New York and then going to Tokyo.
I did really like Tokyo, and when I was there, I thought, like, there's nothing but Tokyo. I could never live anywhere else in Japan. But then
you
as soon as
stop
I
in the
left,
Kansai.
yeah.
Did you know about Kansai before you came to Japan? Like, did you know anything about it?
Not really.
Yeah.
I just knew there were some really popular sites in Kyoto. And then before I moved here, right after I came to Japan, I did like a Kansai weekend.
Kansai
at
weekend.
that
Girls
time-
trip.
Yeah,
No.
sure.
sure. Something like that.
Yeah, but at that time it was before the pandemic and everything, so there were so many tourists in Kyoto. I was like, I don't really like Kyoto. It's like it's beautiful, but it's so crowded.
That was my
That's
experience
true.
with Kyoto. Like we talked about a couple of times that like the pandemic was such like a blessing for
It
a lot of
was,
parts
yeah.
because Kyoto is like one of the most over touristed places in the world, and being able to visit it with like no tourists it's
God.
night and day difference.
It's
Yeah, so
amazing.
that was my first experience in Kyoto as well.
The buses were crazy, just full and always packed, hot and sweaty because Kyoto's weather is
It's like
In
a
the
dog,
summertime.
It's like a dog's mouth.
oh.
That's the best way to describe Kyoto's weather in the summer. It's like a dog's mouth. My first experience, man, I'm so pumped. I'm like a weekend in Japan. I'm like, I'm going to go see Fushimi Inari. I'm going to go to the temple. It's going to be great. I go there. It's raining.
Good luck.
And I get there and I get to the temple and I just see a bunch of umbrellas. I'm like, what's this? And like this, another tourist is like, this is the line. And then you look up the steps and like, this is a mountain. You get the hike to the top of the mountain. And like, the hike was not a hike, but it was just you waited in line up the mountain, and I was just like, okay, never doing that. But
All
actually,
right.
close. Tofukuji.
So-
You ever been there?
I have, man.
Tofukuji, good little local one.
All right, I want to get into Frankie because you're saying she's the queen of Kansai, man.
Kansai
What
queen.
what do you do? What makes you the queen of Kansai?
I'm guessing you're saying this because of my TikTok and my Instagram.
She's the content queen.
Oh,
She's
word?
putting out all the good vibes for Kansai. It really, but not. I mean, just Japan in general. Like you just took a trip.
Yeah,
Where recently?
Tohoku.
Tohoku.
Yeah.
Tohoku. Please explain to the good guests where is
Yes.
Tohoku.
Tohoku is the northernmost region on the main island of Japan.
Honshu.
Honshu.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's 6 prefectures in Tohoku, but I didn't get to visit all of them because I wanted to actually spend time in each place. So I was in Miyagi, Yamagata, and Iwate.
Did you see a bear?
Wow.
No.
Did you see snow?
Yes. So
Okay.
much snow.
So much
snow.
snow.
So much
right
snow.
now? Okay.
When did you go? Because I have to go.
February.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, so it's a little-
February.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's probably melted.
Okay, good. Because I have to go there for work.
So you went
Yeah.
there for content creating?
Yeah, and just to explore, because I really love snow. So as much as I love living in Osaka Prefecture,
No snow.
it does not snow here.
Right.
So I need to travel to other places to get my snow fix.
I love how in Japan too, it's like you get one or the other. You get like 0 snow or like 3 feet of snow. There's very little like
7 feet
middle.
of snow.
Yeah, there's like very little middle ground in that sense. But so okay, so. Do you go there by yourself? When you take these trips, are you normally traveling by yourself? Do you go with your husband? Or please run us through what that looks like. Do you plan your trips based on like this place will give me lots of content, or is it just like I want to go here and I'm gonna make content anyway?
So I do most of my trips alone.
Nice.
I travel with friends sometimes. I would love to go with my husband, but he can't really take off of work. But yeah, I also really like traveling alone because then I don't have to worry
No
if
one
I'm
else's
late,
plan, yes.
If I want to change the plans, I don't have to ask anybody else. I can just do
Totally
it.
feel that, yeah.
That's so cool. How did you get into creating content? How did you start building your empire?
The Empire. It's true. It's true. Check her out. It's true. She's not lying.
It started with YouTube actually. So I'm not that popular on YouTube, but I thought like, well, there are so many things that I had questions about that I couldn't find the answers to.
For example?
Like pension things, tax stuff. So
okay.
I thought, as I figure it out, maybe I'll share
Those
it with
are
other
annoying,
people.
yeah. So you provided the people with the info, the good
Yeah.
source of the info.
Wait, so that's
Cool.
so you just at first, because I don't know what type of content you make, but so at
It's
first,
different from that now.
okay, all right. So at first you were like, okay, I'm going to share the information on things that are difficult for me to find in
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
How did you find out the information, though? That's what I want to know.
Oh, just trial and error.
Right.
I learned about
Amen.
Yeah.
the pension system after. So it depends what kind of company
After
that
you
you
had a
work
huge
for.
bill already.
Exactly. Yeah. So the companies that I was working for initially, they didn't sign me up for the pension system, and of course, like, if you don't
No.
have to, like, if you're not getting the bills for it, why would I walk into City Hall and be like, hey,
Hey, I'm
take
going to
my
give
money?
you my money.
Yes.
Yes. Amen. Yeah.
But then I worked for a new company and they signed me up for pension. And then the people at the pension office were like, hey,
We're like, whoa,
you haven't paid that. Let me send you a $3,000 bill.
Yes,
Wow.
you will definitely have this. I feel like that is a common secret experience that every foreigner has probably had. At
Yes,
some point,
for sure.
they're like,
Oh.
yo, you owe the pension office like $3,000. And you're like, oh, what is pension? We don't have this in America. Like, yes, common thing.
Well,
did you
the
pay them or
first
did you
year-
just hide from the pension people? Because I know people that have done both.
No, I paid it. But I had to go to the office to say, like, I will pay this, but I can't do it at one time. So can you
facts.
please split the bills a few
The
times?
one thing I that keeps me in Japan a ton is like in America, like if you're late on your bills, they're like, hey, we heard you couldn't pay your $100 bill. Here's a $70 overdraft fee on top of that $100
shoot.
bill, and you're like, oh well, great. And in Japan, it's like I had a similar situation where I came back. I'm like, yo, I can't pay this whole pension at once. What can I do? And they're like, oh well, we have to charge you a late fee. And I'm like, all right, how much? And they're like, it's gonna be $1.50. And I was like, for like the whole thing? They're like, yeah, it's 150 yen. I was like, that's it? And they're like, yeah, of course. Why would we charge you a bunch of money? And I'm like, wow. So it's this. I guess the point I'm making
True,
is like in
true.
Japan, they want to help you as much as possible. They want you to pay your bills, of course,
Yeah.
but they're not going to bankrupt you because you haven't paid their bills. They're like, yeah, we understand it's hard.
I don't
so
know.
we'll
Those
figure it
taxes
out.
are pretty bankruptcy.
30%. That's a
like-
tax. Don't come to Japan if you're
Just
not-
just don't be surprised. You feel me? You're
Facts.
making good money, and then mid-April, May. You feel me? You
Excuse
get
me,
something in
good
the
sir.
mail for a
Facts.
big
okay. So you
Because it's all
started off
income based, right?
right. Yeah, exactly.
It is, but it's still heavy. It's a heavy, I get mine split into 4 different payments, but it's like you just pay it off like January, and then you only get like 3-4 months to just chill, and then it comes back and
Always
they hit
back.
you. You feel me?
Japan loves their taxes, but as many people argue, those taxes are why we get to enjoy such a wonderful country.
Facts.
Facts. In America, where everyone avoids it, right?
Well, what kind of
We get it.
content do you make, Frankie? Enlighten me.
Now
Enlighten us.
it's-
Teach us.
I like to show, I really love the countryside and kind of like off the beaten path, lesser known
Beautiful
places.
parts of
Just
Japan.
because everybody thinks about only Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, but there's so much more than just
Right.
those 3 cities.
So I don't know if you know the number off the top of your head. How many prefectures have you been to? Of the 57, 47? I think there's 47.
47, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Chiri no choto taihen.
I think it's 27.
Oh,
Yeah,
more than
I'm not
about
in any
half.
rush. I
Right.
think I'll get to them eventually.
Right.
Because, yeah, I don't want to just go there for like 2 hours and say like,
Right.
oh, I've been
I've
to
been there.
this
You want to
place.
experience
Yeah,
that
I
place.
want to eat the local food. I want to, yeah,
that deep
see the
experience.
sights.
Yeah. Okay. How
She's
do you
Fukai. She's
how
Fukai.
yeah how do you experience a prefecture when you go? Like, tell the people at home like who are gonna come to Japan. How do you?
What's the best way to
yeah.
get involved and experience it?
Yeah.
So this was something I didn't initially do at first, but every single city or prefecture in Japan, they have regional foods.
Facts.
Like the foods that are
Neighborhood
popular
food.
there. So
Yeah.
that's one good way to experience it. And I mean, I usually look up the most popular sites in those places.
What do you
There's
use to look up those sites? I mean, just
just a little Googling.
okay.
Google
Yeah.
gang.
Or I check Instagram hashtags.
Yes, so she checks that. Okay, so I think asking you the question of what's your favorite place is a little stupid. So instead, I'll say
Why?
there's just two. It's so hard to pick one, right?
Right,
But
okay.
which prefectures or regions have you really enjoyed or were surprised at how much you kind of enjoyed?
I think one that is very close to my heart is in Kansai. It is Shiga Prefecture.
Shiga.
Because Shiga
Interesting.
has everything.
Shiga
Really?
So
is cool.
there's lots of traditional buildings
Right,
there.
okay.
There was part of the Silk Road
Yes,
was
that's
there.
such a
So there's
little known
old
fact
merchant
about that.
homes.
Yes.
There's these beautiful canals, and then for cherry blossoms, there was like nobody
beautiful.
there.
Yep.
But it's just as
Super
beautiful
beautiful.
as Kyoto.
Shiga.
And then Lake Biwa.
Okay, facts.
So
Quick little history lesson. So, before Tokyo, before Edo period, Nara and Kyoto were basically the center. Osaka was the manufacturing hub of Japan. All those goods had to get to northern Japan. Lake Biwa in Shiga Prefecture, as Frankie said, is the biggest lake in Japan. So
yeah.
all of the goods that went from Osaka into Kyoto and then the rest of the country, eastern Japan, northern Japan, were traveled along Lake Biwa. It was basically a highway for the goods because it was much easier than going through the mountains. So they've found like crazy numbers of like shipwrecks and like all this ancient stuff that they just like have found in Lake Biwa because of how it was used. Exactly what she said. It's basically like a Silk Road. So Shiga, yes, Shiga is a hidden gem for sure. I've spent lots of time
That's
in Shiga.
Cool.
yeah, one of my favorite things that I've done so far in Japan was cycling around Biwa.
Okay.
But me and my friend, we did it on like a mamachari, just a
Oh,
regular bicycle.
no. What is a mama chari? Please
Just the
teach
normal
us.
bicycle with the cute little baskets and everything.
Mama
Because
chariot.
yeah,
Mama chariot.
That's what they are. They're the mama
It
chariots. Mama
stands for
chari.
chariot.
Yeah.
That's what chari. Oh.
Chari, mama chariot. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chari, mama chari. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what all the old ladies ride around their little baskets and their kids. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. How
Yeah.
long did that take you?
We did it over 4 days because it can be done in 1 to 3 days.
Oh man,
but
Tommy did it in
it was
1
not a
hour.
race.
He just went over.
2 days.
2 hours. Wow, he's giving us a sign.
2 days.
2 days.
But me and my friend, we're not very good cyclists.
Well, if you
Right.
ride a
Sure.
mama chari, yeah, it's not
It was-
making it
I can
any easier.
imagine.
True.
Yeah.
So it was more of a sightseeing tour. We just
Right.
wanted to take our time. And
Did you sleep
explore
in
all the parts of
toilets?
it.
Because our previous guest said they slept in toilets on their bike trips. So where
No.
did you guys crash at?
There was one night with a friend, one night at an Airbnb, and one night at a guest house.
Cool. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, just to kind of dive into that a little bit, you mentioned Airbnb. When you stay at places, do you think which has been better experiences, finding guest houses or finding Airbnbs? Because Airbnb has kind of like a weird situation in Japan right now, but has it always been cool when you've done it, or what do you think?
Well, I've never had a bad experience at Airbnb, but usually guest houses are better. But also there's, well, because with controversies with Airbnb, like I feel kind of guilty. Even like I don't think it's such a big issue in Japan as in other places with like people being pushed out of their neighborhoods so that Airbnb can have it. Like I don't think that problem is really in Japan, but it's still the same company. So I'm like,
Right.
"Ugh, let's just support local guest houses
Controversies.
instead.
So again, I just kind of just switching subjects. I really want to like, because I'm also into social media too, and I want to know how you like. When did you start knowing that like people love your content?
I
When
should
did you
keep
see
making
like
stuff.
I'm a content creator? Like when did that start becoming like a reality?
When did you become the Kansai content queen?
It was actually a few minutes ago when you told me.
branded here. Yes, cool. But yeah, let's get. Was there a point that it just you're like, oh, I should keep doing this?
Like
Was-
it's
yeah.
not like I'm just doing this for fun now. Like people are actually like relying on me to make this content because they're enjoying it.
Recently, like within the past couple months, because well, sometime last year I started going viral on TikTok, but even then I still didn't feel that much of a content creator. But recently, a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, you have such high quality videos," and I'm like,
You're like, I just use my
"With
phone.
my iPhone, really? You think I seem professional? Thank you." So
That's
yeah,
cool.
and a lot of people are like, "Wow, we really love that you share lesser known places." So I'm like, "Okay, that's my job now."
So I'm curious, because the internet is undefeated.
Undefeated.
And do you get like negative feedback from people about Japan?
Yes. Do you get haters? Your
Yeah,
content is
yeah.
so wholesome. I can't imagine someone being like, "Man, this sucks. That place looks like." What do you get? Any haters or negative feedback?
Sometimes, I mean, if anything gains traction,
There will be haters.
It's usually overwhelmingly positive, but some people are just
Like what?
having
what
a
do
bad
they
day or
say?
something.
Yeah, what do they say?
That's what I want to know. How could you hate on your content? Check our videos out. They're the most wholesome things in the world. I can't like.
Oh, so on TikTok, so the stuff that I make, like even if it's on the same subject, what I put on TikTok is usually like talking and explaining a lot of things. So sometimes people are just like, I hate your voice. Shut up. Like I want to stab myself so you stop
What
talking.
a troll, man.
Like, okay, it's not for everyone, but
Do something with
scroll.
your life.
Do something like that's for sure. I think that's it. I mean, it probably comes off really mean, but like what? That's just got to be like just to spend the time to leave that type of comment. It's just people are crazy. So
Yeah, because you got to have the mental strength as well, to be a content creator. And I'm sure like do you feel like you have to create a certain type of content, like you have to like accommodate to the
good
audience?
questions. What are the pressures of content creating on the scale that you are?
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's like people, as Zane said, people probably expect content. Maybe. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. And sometimes people ask for very specific things that I'm just not interested in. I made a video on YouTube before about the thrifting areas in Kansai and like some of my favorite thrift shops. And then somebody was like, can you make a video about buying secondhand like hype beast stuff? And I'm like,
Nani?
that's not my style.
Yeah.
Frankie goes in to buy some hype gear. That would be hysterical, but I can't picture.
What's
you
the
doing it.
weirdest request that you got, like, as far as like content, like what they want you to do?
Maid cafes?
No, nothing.
Show us
nothing
the
weird
maid
actually.
cafes.
Oh, really?
Nothing weird.
Okay.
She's too wholesome. The videos are too wholesome. You don't want to go. Keep that out of there. No, leave her alone.
What do you love about being a content creator? Like, what's your feedback? The good feedback. What do you get a lot back? Like feedback as far from your fans?
Just gaining a new perspective on everything.
Okay, so
Have you changed anybody's lives? Like, has anybody hit you up and be like, "Oh my God, like,
Thank
now
you
I'm
for the
definitely
info."
coming to Japan."
Yeah, I get that sometimes. And there was somebody who messaged me recently on Instagram who said like they were really sick and they can't travel, but it's really nice that they get to travel like
Right
through my
in-
lens. That's
right in the
Right,
heart.
that's beautiful.
Gotta
She's
keep
doing good
going.
thing. I
Okay.
can't quit now. Yes. Well, whoever out there, hopefully you're watching, and yes, please live through her beautiful videos because that's fantastic.
Okay, so where do you see yourself like in the future? Where are you trying to take this?
Are you trying to take it
Yeah,
somewhere? It's a
are
better
you?
question. Yeah.
If you can tell
More
us
of the
that.
same? Empire plans? What's going on?
More of the same, but I guess sponsored travel would be nice, so I don't need to pay out of my own pocket.
You hear
But
that?
Swag.
JTB, Japan Tourism, plug
Yeah.
her in. She's the one putting you guys on.
I think
Yeah.
your time is coming up because they're gonna let the travelers back in here.
Have you ever talked to anyone from Japan Travel? Travel Japan, Japan Travel. I think it's Travel Japan.
Is that like the official like
Yeah.
JNT?
Yeah, Japan Travel. The CEO's name is
JNTL.
Terry Lloyd that I know. We should definitely plug you in to Terry because it's like it's the
please
largest
do.
private.
Terry, if you're out there,
Terry, I'm gonna hit
listening,
you up, man. I'm gonna send you a message.
Get Frankie.
Yeah, it's the largest private tourism group in Japan. Started by this guy. I think he's American. But he's been here like He's like one of the OG. He came over like the 90s or 80s, and he's like,
Kansai
I'm gonna
OG.
start a bunch of businesses in Japan. But Travel Japan or Japan Travel, it's a verified Instagram account. They do a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll plug her in. We'll get her connected to the Japan Travel gang. Get some sponsored trips, and then
good.
bring the Kansai Collective with you, please.
Yeah.
I want to go on some trips too. What is your? I have a question. What's your most viral video? Do you know off the top of your head?
On TikTok, but it's not something I'm necessarily happy with.
Oh no! Okay, can you share it, or do we
So-
keep that one for people to go
no,
find?
I'll share it. So in the news, I think it was last month. I don't know if you saw this, but the Killing Stone split. Did you see that
Oh
news?
heard
yes,
about
the
In
yes,
Tochigi.
yes.
Right.
Like there was some
Boulder.
like the spirit of the nine-tailed fox was trapped in the stone, and then the stone
Nine-tails.
broke from natural causes.
It fell down the mountain.
But
Split.
yeah, people are like, oh, the
all
spirit has been
gonna die.
released.
Yeah.
So I made a TikTok about that because sometimes I talk about folklore and urban legends.
Awesome.
And So I'm sorry to say I've never watched Naruto. I didn't know
Good.
how that was
Don't worry about
related
it.
to
Neither
Naruto.
have I.
What a shame. We guys are missing out.
No, it's okay.
Missing
Yeah.
out.
So it went viral because all the Naruto fans were commenting.
Kuruma's coming.
Yeah.
Kuruma's the nine-tailed fox.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool. Nice. So that went super viral because of the
Yeah.
weebs. Thank you, Naruto weebs. We appreciate it. I'm one of you. I'm one of you. I can say
Yes,
it. It's
he
okay.
is.
I love it. So okay. So the Tochigi
Say
rock.
it loud and say it proud. I'm a
Split.
lead and I'm.
Yeah.
But that was cool. No, because I mean, something that I just heard that I picked up. Like, I love Japanese folklore. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome. There's so many different like the monsters they have in Japan for the folklore. Crazy. What's your favorite? Can you give the fans a little? What's the most interesting or your favorite little folklore in Japan? About something. Is it the kappa? Is it the? That's the only one I know with Japanese.
Tengu.
The tengu, yeah, tengu, the
tengu.
kappa. What's the spider woman? There's so many.
Oh, I like her.
That's terrifying.
Jodo Gumo.
Oh yeah, she's terrifying. Terrifying.
She's cool because she lures in like creepy men.
And then she just
Oh yeah, we don't like
Yeah.
creepy men.
Yeah.
that's why they get lured in
A
by the
lot
spider
of creepy
queen.
men are in Japan. Why is that?
I think men in general just unfortunately are kind of creepy. They're lonely, but they're creepy as well. It doesn't help.
Make us good men look
No,
bad.
no little energy.
Yeah, no little
energy.
energy.
So okay, so the Spider Woman. Thank you. Is there a favorite you have? Is there a favorite story? Is there like an interesting story? What do you think comes ahead?
Well, I also like creepypasta and like internet urban legends and stuff too. There
Tell
was a time,
us.
yeah, I just kept binging them, and then I had to like keep all my lights on for a while.
Oh.
Tell us.
Yeah,
Internet
Japanese
creepypasta.
horror is different than like
Intense.
American horror.
It's intense, dude.
Yeah.
Some
Like what
very
The Ring was
intense
Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was scary. I definitely couldn't turn my lights off.
I want to know this
Wow.
creepypasta. What's your favorite urban legend story?
Oh, there's one about this girl is on the train really late at night, and she thinks that she got on the wrong train because it didn't go past her stop, and she's like messaging this thread, like kind of like Reddit, like asking people like, what should I do? And then she got off at the next station, and she was like, it was called Kisaragi Station, and like if you look at the kanji for it, it's also the kanji for Oni. And then she's like, oh, I don't know where I am. And then she
like,
starts walking along the tracks,
"I'm gonna
thinking
die."
that she can get.
She starts
previous
walking along the
station?
tracks.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
she's like in a
smart.
tunnel
Red
at some
flag.
point, and she sees like some man with no leg in the tunnel,
Creepy
and
guy.
then she,
horrible.
after she gets out of the tunnel,
She made it
there's
through the
some-
tunnel?
She did, yeah, she made it through the tunnel. I'm retelling this
Okay,
so
yeah, please,
badly
please.
because I write scripts for my stories.
Okay.
Wow.
Just off the top of my head, it's
No,
not good.
it's okay. It's
But
flowing. Go.
There's like some man in a car, and she flags him down, and he was like, "Oh, I'll take you back to
Sounds like creepy alert.
whatever station," and yeah, then she just stops messaging the
She
thread
never.
and
And then she never
disappears.
left.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's
I don't
kind
know.
of like she went to another. She took the train to another dimension,
Right.
like a parallel universe or something.
There's a lot of red
That's
flags in that story.
cool.
Getting
That's
off the
very
train,
cool.
going down the tunnel, getting in the guy's car. After you see the guy with one leg, no, that's when I off myself. I don't continue past that point, right?
But there's
Very
no like
scary.
you can't. There's no switch. You can't just like no, I'm not doing it anymore.
No, wake me up. Yeah, there's a bunch, man. So if you guys want to get a local take or kind of like the insider take on some of the local gems all over the country, not just Kansai, you got to go to Instagram, TikTok, Franklin the Woman, check out her content. She's making. How often are you posting? What's your content frequency like?
Not every day, because I get burnt out pretty easily.
Not every day. So is
You're
it,
human,
is
not
it
a
most
robot.
days?
Maybe 5 days a week.
5
It's
days
like
a
a
week.
full-time
It's
job.
a job.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
I don't
Do
have
your
the full-time
thing.
salary yet.
Yeah.
Yet, but
Yet.
Winky.
It
I
is-
like
it is a
it.
full-time
Manifesting
job.
all
She
day
ballin'.
today.
Lots of manifestation going on.
So, like for our Kansai collective people who might want to be content creators, do you have any tips? Like what made you stand out and grow your
Because there's a lot of
your
content
fan
creators.
base?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get to where you are?
If you don't have to share everything, but just give people, a little taste of Frankie. Why Frankie is the queen of Kansai.
Content.
A lot of it is technical.
Mm.
So because everybody's attention spans are so short these
Big
days.
facts, okay.
If you're
Goldfish gang.
well, for one, you need to be making short form content. You hear a lot of people on Instagram complain these days that like nobody likes photography anymore. Like, but yeah, because videos capture people's attention more. Like something moving is gonna keep people's eyes on the screen, and you have 1 to 2 seconds to get people's attention.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're gonna keep scrolling.
I'm reading
so.
a
There you
book right
go.
now. I forget what it's. I think it's
I don't think I explained anything, but yeah.
No, you did.
It's talking about how TikTok is designed to be mental cocaine. They did a study and they looked at people's brains after doing cocaine and people's brains watching TikTok shorts. And the people that made the TikTok algorithm found out that the 7-second video format is the same it's the same thing for cocaine, where basically it's like your attention span is only 7 seconds, but because every video is 7 seconds, you consume hours of content without realizing it, because each video, so to say, is 7 seconds. So you might think you're not, it gives the brain the impression that it's not wasting time because there's so much content coming in, but you trap yourself into these like long like scrolling sessions. So it's crazy. So yeah, goldfish mentality for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Are there things? Can you tell us one thing? Since you're on the Kansai Collective, tell us one thing that your fan base doesn't know about Frankie that's interesting.
Oh yes, the Frankie secret. She's like, please don't call me out.
Secrets. I don't know if anything is a secret necessarily, but
Maybe something unknown to the folks at
Yeah.
home.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I
Nothing.
really like spicy food.
Oh,
I feel
there you
like-
go.
Food.
Yeah, I
So
get
is
kinda
Japan the place for you?
depressed.
I mean,
No, she just said she's depressed. No.
oh,
I get kind of depressed if I can't eat spicy food.
Oh,
So-
really?
Spicy like Korean spicy, Thai
Yeah,
spicy, or
Korean
like Mexican
spicy,
spicy,
Thai
or it doesn't matter, just like kick. You need
Yeah,
some
and
kick.
Indian food too.
Indian
Yeah.
food.
someone was telling me that humans are the only animals that eat spicy food.
It's thrilling.
It's thrilling.
Yeah, it's like going against like you're
I wanna
eating
hurt
something.
myself.
Yes,
Burn me. Yes.
burn.
Burn my mouth. Mess it up. Right. I don't know. I mean, other than like to answer your like just to go in on like the animals eating spice, is there other than like really hot peppers? Is there? I mean, there's spices obviously as a plant, but is there an ability like because our spicy food comes from things being mixed together with different ingredients, right? Can you find
got
something
wasabi.
close in nature?
Wasabi.
Is wasabi off the plant that same
It's
kick?
a plant.
I know it's a
Yeah.
plant, but same like
I
is it
think
the
so,
processing
yeah.
or is can you get it the
No.
same off the
I
off the
think
root?
when you have
Because you gotta like
when you
grind
have
it up.
good sushi, you get the actual like
fresh.
the real
the fresh wasabi, and it's way better.
wasabi
Not like
is
these
not spicy though.
Ginger
is a
spice.
kick.
It's a spice. It's
It's
a
a
certain
kick.
type of spice.
Right.
yeah.
So Frankie's a fan of the spice. She likes to keep it spicy, which I can get behind. Keep it spicy, guys. Frankie, Frankie, thank you a ton
Frankie,
for stopping
thank
in
you.
on the episode.
Thank you for having
Before
me.
we
always
hop
throwing
out,
shots at me.
do you have any parting words for the guests? Anything you'd like to recommend? People tips and tricks whether they want to come to Japan, make content in Japan, or what are your parting words?
Probably you
for
should
the
use
folks at
color
home?
in your clothes if you're on the internet and you're trying to promote yourself, right?
You don't want
Yeah.
to start this,
Yeah.
Zane. It's kind of anyway,
Yeah.
Frankie. Parting words. Anything for the fans at home?
I guess don't believe everything that you see on the internet, because if you see
Don't
one
believe
cool
things on the
thing
internet.
about Japan, like a refrigerator that you can open from both sides, that doesn't
I
mean
have
that
one of
every
those.
fridge is like that.
Yes, facts. Okay.
Don't generalize the things you see on the internet
Yeah.
for the whole country.
Yeah,
Great
just
parting
be
words.
open-minded.
That's
Try
all.
new things. Like, I have such bad anxiety, but I really push myself to get out of my comfort zone, and then I learned so much about the world that
There
way.
you go. Beautiful words. Thank you guys. Tuning in to Kansai Collective. As always, if you like this episode, feel free to like, subscribe, share.
Subshare. Do both. We just made a new word.
Everything you want. Take us on the go with the Kansai Collective podcast.
Wow,
You can find us on Spotify. Be
yes.
sure to go
Podbean.
over, check out Franklin the Woman on Instagram. Is it the same on TikTok as well?
Yep,
Same name.
yep.
Check her out. She's making tons of content, showing you guys all the local gems in the country, not only Kansai. Again, big shout out to the sponsors, Tomo Morisawa and The Deck here in
The
Honmachi,
Deck, make
Japan,
it
for the
happen.
wonderful studio, Edge Wilderness for all of your outdoor gear in Japan, as well as Hinomaru and
Yes, you see the
Dronax
drip.
Kabushikaisha. We'll check you guys again. Oh, yes, no. All right, we'll check you guys next time on the Kansai Collective.
Bye.
Peace.
Kansai Collective, west side of Japan.